Good evening. On behalf of Georgia Southwestern State University, I would like to welcome you to the Spring Graduation and Honors Convocation. I'm Dr. Charles Patterson, Interim President of Georgia Southwestern State University, and it's my pleasure to use this occasion to honor our outstanding students in all disciplines from all areas of college life, areas of scholarship and instruction, and areas of service. As we prepare to recognize our students in the room, it is also appropriate to acknowledge all the friends and families that helped our students to accomplish what they've accomplished thus far. So with the families and friends of our students receiving awards today, please stand and be recognized by our students and our faculty. It's also my pleasure to present today the Presidential Challenge Award. The Presidential Challenge is provided each year to all students attending University 1000. It's a challenge to all students to complete their degree in 4 years. Completion in 4 years requires extreme discipline, especially when you factor in all of the supplemental activities that college students are involved in during their time at a university. Our Presidential Challenge Award recipients are scholars, they are student athletes, they are sorority and fraternity members. They give of their time to the community and to those in need, both within the community and on campus. Many times, our students are first-generation college students, or they're non-traditional students, or they're working adults working to sustain their families while they go to school. I would ask that all of our Presidential Challenge Award recipients in attendance today also please stand and be recognized. Congratulations on your accomplishment.
Well, good evening. I'm Brian Adler, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and it's wonderful to see all of you here. Those of you who are being celebrated tonight, part of that celebration is to see where your hard work and your scholarship can take you. And so this evening what we have is our keynote speaker and address. We have our featured scholar. And tonight's featured scholar is Laurel Robinson, who is the chair of the Fine Arts Department here at Georgia Southwestern. And it's my honor and privilege to be able to introduce her and just say a few words about her to you. So let me just give you a little bit of her history. Laurel received her Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in 1974. I know you remember that year very well, most of you. Young people in the room, from the University of Cincinnati. And in 1977, she received her Master of Fine Arts degree. And believe it or not, Laurel has been at our institution for, is this right, Laurel? 37 years, which is, it may be a record, I'm not sure. No? It's close to one, though. And she's still going strong. So it is utterly tremendous. So, you know, this in itself is an example of what the life of the mind can mean to somebody. It keeps a person young, it keeps them vital, and it keeps them active. Let me just tell you a little bit more about what Laurel has done periodically over her career. She is, as a scholar, and she is obviously a visual artist, as I'm sure you'll find out very soon. But as a scholar, she has studied many fields besides just art. Paleoecology is something she has studied, physics and sculpture at UCLA. She has studied semiotics at the University of Tasmania. And she has studied advanced Hebrew at the University of Tel Aviv. And if you've had a chance to see her exhibit as the featured scholar, it's located in a nice display cabinet over in the Wheatley Administration Building in the Rotunda. You can read about Laurel and look at some of her art. And something she says, it's a quote, so this is a direct quotation from Laurel, and it's there in the display cabinet. She says, "Sometimes my ideas plunk out of huge idea machines." And I like that sentence, plunking out of huge idea machines. So maybe you'll get a taste of that tonight. So let me introduce Laurel and her huge idea machines.
Hi, now I can see if I can make this go, which is always a trick. Poof. Okay, then we go. Wait, hang on. I'm so great at all this. How about that? Yes. Okay. So, thank you, Dr. Adler. That was very sweet. And I hope that I'm still alive and functioning, and I think that I have survived 37 years because of my great students and colleagues at GSW. So, congratulations to all of the award winners and graduating seniors, their families and friends, and it is quite the honor to be this year's GSW featured scholar, and the first of the art studio faculty to be recognized in this way. So I wanted to spend a few minutes, and I promise just a few minutes, demonstrating why visual arts is a scholarly activity, full of research and connections to the past. And I hope my talk provides some evidence that shows the vital importance of art through the example of my recent involvement in a collaborative project with my colleagues Keaton Wynn, our professor of ceramics and art history, and my good friend, Rabbi Dan Rosenberg, who lives in Chicago. Art is not just about decorating one's environment. Art is visual communication that through images provide insights, questions, and wondrous beauty for humanity. Every culture everywhere throughout, wait, I gotta get my finger in the right place, there we go. Throughout history have made over-decorated objects. One doesn't need to make a beautiful bowl to eat from. That's a Greek vase. Nor does one need a beautiful decorated weapon to kill. And yet, humans everywhere do just that. Great civilizations of the past are mostly known by the art they created. When one thinks of ancient Egypt, images of the pyramids and Sphinx come quickly to mind. When one thinks of the Renaissance, Da Vinci or Michelangelo pop into our head. What is also intriguing is that most of the art we know from the past, like the history we also study, was predominantly created by those in power. Literate elites, clergy, kings, and the courts patronized the arts and left behind records that they created. Rarely do we hear the voices of the poor folk. It's difficult to find writings or evidence of what the women, the children, or the illiterate peasants were feeling, thinking about, or creating. For many years, my work has focused on how ideas flow through time and space. Mostly, I have looked at these kinds of conversations and idea spreading that cannot be footnoted. Storytellers, traders, and travelers who share ideas that ripple through different groups of people without leaving written evidence of their movement. Recently, I have jumped into a cool project that uses as its source an ancient ritual that is truly amazing, as the voices reflected in the texts and the artifacts are those of the common people. In late antiquity, between the 4th and 7th centuries CE in what is now Iraq, there were communities of different religious traditions. There were Jews, Christians, Mandaeans, and Zoroastrians. These groups all had written scriptures, priestly elites, literate scholars, and specific religious practices. They had very clear differences, yet from the archaeological evidence, they lived together in close proximity and shared a folk ritual. All humans really have much more in common than the differences that we often use to divide ourselves. One of our shared conditions is a variety of social anxieties. We all fear the same sorts of things: disease, war, domestic discord, poverty, famine, natural disasters. And we all want domestic tranquility. During late antiquity, these Babylonians practiced a ritual where usually a Jewish scribe, perhaps a magician, was commissioned to create a document aimed to expel demons. These texts list the clients, named the protecting angels, deities, and demons, and were inscribed on ceramic bowls. Most often, they were written in Judeo-Aramaic, sometimes in Mandaic or Syriac, representing the different alphabets used to write the Aramaic vernacular of the population. These bowls were then inverted and buried in domestic settings, such as thresholds, interior corners of rooms, courtyards, and infrequently in cemeteries. The texts often use this weird piece of the Jewish divorce document that goes, "Just as demons divorce their own wives, they shall be divorced from this home," which is a pretty weird thing. There are other bowls that they have found that are stuck together lip to lip with tar in between. These two bowls have curse texts, and they name a human that the client thinks is manipulating evil and seeks that the evil goes back and sticks on the perpetrator. Often, there are little drawings of chained demons in the center of the bowls, sometimes holding weapons. Our project used this ancient format and attempts to banish the evils in our world, requesting divorce from those anxieties and asking all of us to seek common ground across faith traditions and differing perspectives to renew domestic tranquility. Our demons, and this is one of them, include senseless hatred, misogynist patriarchy, violence, arrogance, and against those who smash things with sledgehammers, alluding to the recent destruction of ancient artifacts by ISIS. All of the groups that originally participated in this ancient bowl ritual are still existent, and amazingly, they are in grave danger in the present violence in the Middle East. The Mandaeans are the oldest and only remaining Gnostic sect. They have an amazingly rich set of scriptural stories, rituals, and practices. They seem to have originated during the same period in Israel that gave birth to Christianity. They saw John the Baptist as an important prophet, as many of the Mandaean rituals focus on baptism in moving rivers. They have wonderful stories and characters. My favorite is one who is half book and half man, and sometimes is found reading in himself. This group has been given people of the book status under Islamic rule, but it has recently come into question, and at the moment ISIS is attempting to kill the Mandaeans. During our war with Iraq, they were given asylum status, and many were able to leave, but many remained and are now refugees or still in grave danger. Very recently, Sweden agreed to take them in, and there is now a traumatized community there of around 3,500 Mandaeans, and the UN Human Rights Council has recently promised to get the single mothers and their children out of Damascus. There are also Mandaean refugees trying to get out of Jordan and Turkey. Then, in the midst of the mess in Syria, ISIS kidnapped and killed many from another of the communities that route to these bowls. There still exists a group of Assyrian Christians who speak a form of Syriac, which like Mandaean, is a dialect of Aramaic, which was Jesus' vernacular. They are another group with a rich history and have often been neglected and poorly treated, even by mainstream Christianity. They are credited with having invented the first university in the world and translating many Greek treatises into Aramaic and then into Arabic. A few weeks ago, Anna Eshoo, a U.S. Congresswoman from California, wrote to our National Security Advisor to request aid for these Assyrian Christians from the UN Human Rights Council. Lebanon is allowing them to come across their border. Since World War II, they have been promised a homeland by the international community, which has never occurred. There are approximately 3 million Zoroastrians worldwide. There are communities still in Iran and India, as well as in Europe, New Zealand, and the United States. Due to persecutions in Iran, there are many Zoroastrians who outwardly practice Islam while secretly practicing Zoroastrianism. Their religion itself dates back to the 2nd millennium BCE and enters the historical record in the mid-5th century BCE. The Sasanian Empire, where the ancient bowl ritual flourished, was under Zoroastrian rule, and they were tolerant of other religious communities in their provinces. And then there are the Jews. Since antiquity until the 20th century, there were large Jewish communities in Iraq, Iran, Yemen, and Syria. During late antiquity, there were huge academies where literate elites created vast amounts of written literature at the same time as the bowls. Due to the fragility of parchment and the relative permanence of buried ceramic ware, the only original physical texts from this entire time period are these bowls, and they are by the common folk. During the 20th century, most of the Jews have emigrated from these Islamic countries, but there are still very small, imperiled Jewish communities in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. As of 3 weeks ago, there were only 76 Jews left, and then last week, only 40 in the Yemeni city of Sana'a, which is presently being bombed by Saudi Arabia. My paintings and the inscribed bowls attempt to provide viewers with the hope and to remind us all that we should listen to the voices of the regular folk in ancient Babylonia and to work together to expel our common evils while having hope for domestic tranquility. It is important to listen to the past and see those very human connections and work towards creating a better world full of beautiful art and peace. Studying art and art history at GSW, as at any university, it is vital as it reminds us of our common humanity and teaches us the value of human creativity. Our exhibition is presently on display in the library gallery, and I invite you all to go and see it. Again, congratulations to all our award winners, and thank you. I totally forget how to turn this off. If someone else knows how to turn that off, that'd be great.
Okay, at this time we will begin our university awards that will honor our students and our faculty members and staff members. These awards will be presented from our faculty members and staff members, and we will begin with Dr. Paul Dahlgren from the Department of English.
Thank you. So our first award goes to the outstanding graduate in English, and I think the name of this award says it all. One of my colleagues has said of Lindley that we have no right to expect her to be as advanced a student as she is. I have had the honor of having Lindley as a student in several classes, and she was especially impressive in both our course in literary theory and in our capstone exercise. Indeed, in the years I have directed capstone, Lindley produced certainly one of the strongest projects, an investigation of Moby Dick that drew from several disparate strands of ideological criticism. And I'm not saying this is the opinion of several of my colleagues. Lindley, please come here. I have a bunch more, so you start. Want me to go this? Oh, you want me here? I don't know. That's okay. I'll be up here a little bit, so y'all can get used to me. The next award I have to present is the Agnes E. Agerton Scholarship, which was established by Dr. Miller Agerton in 1996 in memory of his sister who taught English at Georgia Southwestern State University for many years. It is given to students with high GPAs and high potential in the English program. This year we are honoring two of what we think are some of the hardest working students on campus, both of whom have so many extracurriculars that if I were to name them all, you would hate me and we would never leave. All I can say is thank you for being English students and for your stupendous service, both in the classroom and outside. Megan Pierce and Brandon K. Foster. just get everyone up here. Keep going, okay. I need a director. All right, our next award is the Iris S. Argo Scholarship, which was established by the Argo family in 1995 in memory of Dr. Iris Argo, who is remembered for her scholarship, her dedication to teaching, and her many years of service to Georgia Southwestern State University. Both our recipients have outstanding GPAs and have impressed the faculty in multiple classes with their genuine engagement for learning. Sally Ann Russell and Kristen E. Kelly. Please come on down. I am also proud to award the J. Fred Power Scholarship to Heather Martin. Heather is an excellent student who I've seen in several classes now. She is an absolutely fabulous prose writer, one of the best I have seen in my time at GSW, and that is praise I do not give lightly. Thank you for being our student, Heather. Heather Martin. One more. Our last scholarship recipient is Megan Dolan. I've only had the pleasure of knowing Megan for one semester, but I am delighted to see someone as creative and intellectually playful in our program. And I am amazed that she has survived a semester with me as an instructor in 2 classes. You are made of strong stuff, Megan. She has taken genuinely challenged material and has met it with laughter and engagement. It is a delight to have in class, and we thank you for being in our program as well. Megan Dolan, please.
Good evening. I would like to go ahead and call to the stage Robin Glover, Megan Dolan, and Catherine Hollingsworth. On behalf of the Writing Across the Curriculum Committee, I would like to thank Dr. William Capitan for his continued generous support of the Dolores Capitan Writing Awards. These awards allow us to recognize excellence in student writing. I would also like to thank this year's faculty judges, Dr. Paula Martin and Dr. Phil Smedra. This year's disciplines that are the winners represent the subject areas of biology, history, and psychology. First place, Robin Glover. Second place is Megan Dolan. And third place is Catherine Hollingsworth.
Good evening. The Department of Psychology and Sociology have 2 awards tonight. The first is for the Excellence in Psychology Award, and we're very happy to give this to Michael Landreth. Mikey is a double major in psychology and exercise science. He currently has a 3.88 GPA. Unfortunately, Mikey could not be here tonight. He is completing a year-long internship at the Cooper Reese Healing Community in North Carolina. He's part of the physical wellness team. But once he's done, he will be completing graduate school in probably sports psychology. So we're really excited for him, even though he could not be here tonight. So yay, Mikey. his twin brother won the Excellence in Sociology Award last semester, so there's a little bit of rivalry going on. So this year's Excellence in Sociology Award goes to Elizabeth Foxworth, who is here tonight, correct? Yes, because I told her to be here, and she is, because she's amazing. Elizabeth came to us from CSU as a transfer student, and as soon as she got here, she really became active in the GSW community and in our department. She has been in a couple of honor societies, Sigma Alpha Pi. She's the CAB program director. She's in BCM. She's been an orientation leader. She was our storm spotter and did an amazing job. She also just finished an independent study where she collected her own data and analyzed it, and it had to do with gender and career aspirations of GSW students. So she's really blowing us away. We're very, very proud of her. She will be going to graduate school as soon as I get her to finish her applications. She's in. Where are you going? University of West Georgia grad school. And she's amazing, so congratulations.
The recipient of this year's Dramatic Arts Star Award has appeared in over 25 productions over the last 4 years and somehow managed to be a Presidential Challenge Award recipient, which is almost unheard of for an actor.
Because it's time consuming.
Well, I was just getting ready to say that. Each show, he's done 25 roles. Each of those roles involved 110 hours of rehearsal and performance time. He's been rehearsing in the afternoon and rehearsing at night on 2 different performances, 4 or 5 days a week, plus performing on the weekends for the entire 4 years that he's been doing this work. And among those roles were Romeo, Percy Shelley and Victor Frankenstein in the same play, and most recently, Hamlet. In addition, he has been a multiple presenter at the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival, being selected for the Irene Ryan Scene Showcases on the basis of juried review of his work. He's presented in the devised performance category, which is a company-developed work by the performers, which incorporates personal narrative, ethnographic study, and the adaptation of non-dramatic text for performance. And he was a member of the company of the first and only play ever from Georgia Southwestern that was actually invited to be performed at the festival, Losing Sight. In addition, he's been an officer in Alpha Psi Omega, our theater honorary society, has served as a storm spotter and a student tutor, and been active in the Prez House in a variety of capacities there. So it's a great privilege to present our Dramatic Arts Star Award to Christopher Gilstrap. And I'm very pleased to announce that Chris has been accepted into the MFA graduate acting program at the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Good evening. I have the privilege of presenting the Special Education Undergraduate Award to a wonderful young lady who has excelled in all of her classes. She also has the best personality, never complained, and I am proud to say she scored at the professional level on her GAY certification test. And she's also going to be gainfully employed in the fall, which I know she's very excited, and we are too, as a special education teacher. So on behalf of my colleague, Gavin Bernstein, We would like to present this award for Outstanding Special Education Undergraduate Award to Sarah Willis.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to present the awards on behalf of the Early Childhood Education Department. And our first award goes to a young woman who joined us as a transfer student last fall. And in the first class, one of her first classes I taught her, she started challenging me and questioning me, how does that activity work? So I knew from that moment she will be a great educator. So the award for Outstanding Academic Achievement in Early Childhood Education goes to Jessica Goodson. Our other award goes to one of our non-traditional students who is in our program at ABAC. This man from the get-go impressed me as well, and he is one of the ABAC students, so he gets to put up with me, Dr. Lehman, for 5 of his classes throughout his career. So in my opinion, any of the ABAC students receiving an award after suffering through Dr. Lehman for 5 classes deserves an award. So the award going for Outstanding Early Childhood Teacher Candidate, who not only completed all his classwork, but had an excellent attitude as he worked through the EdTPA process with all of us, goes to Mr. Robert Bullington.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present the Outstanding Middle Grades Education Teacher Candidate to Miss Ashley Williford. Ashley has been an outstanding student. She has done an outstanding job in her student teaching placement. Her university supervisor, her mentor teacher have said wonderful things about her and how her future will be very bright, and her students have also mentioned how much they love her and they do not want her to go. So please help me congratulate Mrs. Ashley Williford. The next award I have the pleasure of giving is for the Outstanding Secondary Education Teacher Candidate to Ms. Kelly Deckel. She not only, as I mentioned with Ashley, has been an outstanding student teacher, but she also has had success in the classroom with her academics, and she truly embodies an outstanding undergraduate and future educator. So please help me congratulate Mrs. Kelly Deckel. Deckel. I am very sorry, it is Deckel.
Good evening. I would like to introduce or to present the next award. The next award is Dr. Richard Whittler Award for Exercise Science and Wellness, and the award goes to Michael Landreth. He's a double major, as mentioned earlier tonight, in exercise science and psychology as well. Michael is very dedicated and also passionate about everything he does. He was very involved in a community, in GSW community. He's currently finished up his internship in North Carolina. While he was at GSW, he was a personal trainer with GSW Fitness Center. Also, he was an intern with Perry Wellness Center, also a supervisor with the GSW Fitness. He also tutored math and history on campus. he was excellent in everything he does. Michael couldn't be here tonight. As I said, he is completing his internship in North Carolina, but we're very proud of him, and hopefully he will be accepted in the school of choice, graduate school of choice. Thank you.
We're blessed to have several families and organizations that have donated scholarships to the School of Business. And so I'm going to try to group these together to some extent so that we can kind of move on with it, because I know you don't want this to turn into our show. The Jeff Singley Scholarship was given by his widow. Jeff was a very generous donor to the School of Business. This scholarship has very high requirements. Minimum requirement is a 3.5 GPA. The student has to be working at least part-time, and there's some other preferred requirements. And so it's a very prestigious scholarship, and we want to congratulate Aaron Bell for receiving the scholarship. Is Aaron here tonight? I don't see him. I don't think he's here. Okay. The Kennebrew Rotary Scholarship, I'm going to do this one and the Shiver Rotary Scholarship together. These scholarships are given by these two organizations. They were originated by in the cooperation with Dr. John Bates, who was instrumental in founding SIFE, which is today known as Enactus, which is a student entrepreneurial organization on our campus. And it was, these scholarships were created primarily to support students that are active in that organization. And we have 3 students that have been involved in that organization, and I'd like to recognize them. Nikki Corbin and Charlie Curran with the Kennebrew Scholarship. Are they here? Apparently not. And Brandon Foster with the Shiver Rotary Scholarship. I thought I saw Brandon there. Oh, there comes Charlie. This is Charlie and this is Brandon. Huh? The next 2 awards actually go to the same person. And I'm not going to call her Leslie because, as we discussed yesterday, I am a child whose parents called me by something that I don't go by. My first name is Mary, and I haven't answered to that since I was about 10. And Chandler told me that she much prefers Chandler as well. Just a little bit about Chandler. Chandler, I think last time I looked you were at a 3.9. Yes, Chandler is a marketing major with a 3.9 GPA. That doesn't begin to tell Chandler's story. She has been a Zephyr on the O team. She was on the national presentation team with Enactus, traveled with them to St. Louis, has been an officer in her sorority, and has just been an all-around excellent example of a student who is involved in a lot of other things. She is currently debating which of 3 job offers she's going to take. So we wish her well and congratulate Chandler Bryant. Our external business graduate, she's not here tonight, and I want to talk about her. Oh, you are here. You made it the trip. Well, I was going to say she is from Bogart, Georgia, which is Athens. A little bit about Marilyn. She is getting a double degree in accounting and human resource management, and as of today, before all your other grades are in, she has a 3.68 GPA. She began in Weber State in 1992. I did look, it was a while back. Apparently she took some time off to begin having her 4 children. Picked back up at Gainesville College and graduated from there in 2011. Came to us, and I talked to Marilyn the other day, and because of her supervisor has recognized her hard work and her getting her degree, she has just received a promotion and is now the business manager for the Department of Math and Science Education at the University of Georgia. Marilyn truly represents what our external program is about. It is about completing college, about completing your education, and we are so proud to recognize Marilyn Rodriguez. The Georgia Society of Certified Public Accountants gives an academic achievement award each year, which this is the front part that you hang up, and this is the good part back here that you get to spend. It comes with a stipend. And again, we have an outstanding young man who is receiving this award. Jack, what's your current GPA?
Last time I checked, it was a 3.89.
Okay. Well, gee, let's get that up to the 3.9. 3.89 in accounting. He has also been an accounting tutor. He is a fixture in the School of Business and he is so willing to help other students that have perhaps struggled in accounting, and a lot of business students seem to. But Jack has always been willing to pitch in even before we brought him on part-time as a tutor. And Jack, we're so proud of you and want to congratulate you. The Belford Scholarship was given by the Belford family. It goes to a student athlete who is a business major and has at least a 3.25 GPA. We're very pleased to make this award to Honorio Molina. Is Honorio here? He's somewhere. He was supposed to be here. There he comes. Honorio is a soccer player, and we are so proud of him. He's an accounting major, and he is insisting that he's going to take 20 hours next semester so he can go out and start making money. The Wheeler Parker Scholarship is given by the Parker and the Wheeler families and is meant to honor a student who is not only has a high GPA but also is active in other work. And we're proud to present that award to Ashton Goff. Is Ashton here? I can't, oh, there you go. No, yep, there she comes. I can't see too far out there. The final awards are the James Deriso Scholarships. These scholarships carry a $1,000 award for next year. And I'm going to call these people's names and just ask you to come up on the stage and we'll take a picture all together. These students represent the best and the brightest in the business school as well. And some of these students are on campus and some of them are online. And we're very proud of them and I want to recognize them. So please, when I call your name, come on up on stage and we will we'll take your picture at that time. Reagan Alderman, Colby Blackburn, Lauren Cordell, Jonathan Fall, Thomas Flournoy, Jasmine McSwain, Travis, and I apologize, Ostman, and Austin Young.
Good evening. The first award of School of Computing and Mathematics, Computer Science Department, is going to Tatiana Baeva, who is graduating with master degree in computer science in this spring, with the highest GPA, 4.0. She has another master degree in fine arts. Such education and skills make her a very competitive person on the job market. The last several semesters, Tatiana teaches for us computer application classes, and recently she became a GSW webmaster. Tatiana, please take my congratulations. Okay, we have many webmasters. The next award is going to Robert Smith, who is graduating in 1 week with a bachelor degree in computer science. He is a former GSW webmaster. We know that the progression and graduation are important criteria for GSW. But we would like to keep such students as Robert as long as possible. But if it's seriously, I hope that he will be able to get a job similar to the job which received David Bradshaw, who also, as a Robert, came to GSW from Darton College, was GSW webmaster, and recently received a job of software developer in IBM San Francisco. Robert, please take my congratulations. The Outstanding Service Award is going to Stephanie Dunbar, who also deserves Outstanding Student Award with GPA 3.63. Likely all GSW faculty know Stephanie, who worked for OIT the last couple years. If you call technical support for help, in 5-10 minutes, Stephanie will be in your office and all problems will immediately run away. She provides exceptional service. I'm sure that many organizations will be happy to have such an employee as Stephanie. Please take my away.
Are Matthew and Oliver here this evening?
Yeah.
Come on down. Every year we give an award to our outstanding mathematics student for the year, and these two gentlemen will receive it. I saw that. This is Matthew Hoolan, not Matthew Mullen, and he's going to pursue a degree in medicine and probably do medical research. He's one of those folks that you love to have as a student, because I'll get to do some fancy courses with him from time to time. He's going to take a course in mathematical epidemiology this summer, and we're both looking forward to it. And let me give you, and we'll get your plaque changed too. Somehow that got messed up as well. and my other outstanding graduate, or soon-to-be graduate, is Oliver Shees, and he's another one of those who's given me a chance to produce a course that was a lot of fun for me and for him. We just completed a rather intensive course in disaster modeling and mitigation, and I think that Oliver will be pursuing a career either working for the United Nations or for the International Red Cross. And Kelly's name is right. This is Kelly Deacle, and her parents are here tonight, I hope. Great. Stand up again, would you please? These are the two folks who were most instrumental in getting Kelly into teaching. They're both teachers. I gather they're retired now, because Kelly's always saying, Mom and Dad are going off on vacation, and they told me I couldn't go. But Kelly's getting our Outstanding Mathematics Award, Graduate Award for this year. And I've got a few things for her. There's a plaque, name spelled correctly, and some books that you might be able to use.
Good evening. Will Ben come up, Jarvis and Adrian? While they're coming up, I will be giving out the AAMI awards. We have one young man who is not here. He's working. He couldn't get time off to be to the awards today, but he will take time off next week so that he can march. Richard Cook was one of the original members of our first class of AMI in 2008. He was a sophomore in high school. The first class was sophomore, so he started as a sophomore and been in AAMI until he's graduating. He's from Americus, Georgia, and he's getting a degree in management. And he worked 2 jobs while he was here. He worked as a desk assistant in ARC, Academic Resource Center, and he works full-time at Save-A-Lot. So let's give him a hand. Jarvis Smith is from Macon, Georgia, and received a bachelor's in computer science. He has come a long way these past 5 years, but his hard work and dedication has brought him to the point of graduation. He plans to work as a programmer and work his way up. Let's give him a hand. Thank you. Adrian Pinckney is from Helena, Georgia, and is an IT major. He is a dependable hard worker, and he worked as the senior mentor for AAMI this semester. His plans are to graduate from school and get a job in animation. Let's give him a hand. Now, this young man is not on the list, but he should be. Benjamin Ross is a native of Macon, Georgia, and is a senior computer science major. He is having interviews with Hewlett Packard and look forward to a rewarding career in computer science. Let's give him a hand. Will Anthony Hand come forward, please? The Randy Williams, Joanna Williams Scholarship is a scholarship that is funded by faculty members that were in learning support, past and present. The scholarship is offered to students who show promise for graduation and retention. Our first award will go to Benjamin Ross, and you have already heard information on him. $500 scholarship. Thank you. Anthony, he started kind of slow at first. Dr. Tate? But he's a native of Atlanta, Georgia, and is pursuing a bachelor's degree in dramatic arts, performance and emphasis, with a minor in education. When Anthony completes his undergrad degree, he will be pursuing a master's in student affairs, while maintaining a job as an orientation director. Anthony also hopes to one day to open his own performing arts school. Let's give Anthony a hand. That's it.
The Office of Student Affairs would like to recognize the top 3 organizations who reported their community service efforts to our office. In 3rd place, we have the organization of Cebu. Please come forward to receive your award. In 2nd place, we have Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And in 1st place, we have the organization of Suave.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Price, and I'm the newly elected Student Government President. Each year, the Student Government Association recognizes one staff and one faculty member whom we feel have made a true impact on the lives of the students here at Georgia Southwestern. These awards are given through the nomination of deserving staff and faculty member by a student serving on the SGA Senate and then by a vote on the board. This year's Staff Member of the Year award goes to a woman whom most of us see daily. For the past 15 years, she has worked tirelessly in our school's food service department, Airmark. She is known for her kind and helpful nature as she serves all of Georgia Southwestern their meals. Would you please all help me recognize the SGA Staff Member of the Year award, Ms. Sylvia Swanson. Our faculty members here at Georgia Southwestern often assist our students both inside and outside of the classroom. This year, our SGA Faculty of the Year award goes to a very specialty faculty member, not only in the classroom, but also in our large campus activities. He is an assistant professor in the School of Education and a member of the GSW Grill Masters team for a number of years. This hardworking man never leaves until the job is completely done. Would you all please help me recognize the 2015 SGA Faculty of the Member of the Year Award, Dr. David Hunter.
Well, it's my privilege to recognize members of the honor societies who are here tonight, and that list is found on the next page of your program. So would members of Alpha Psi Omega please rise? Yep, thank you for rising. I guess we can recognize you first, okay? And let me just read a little bit about what Alpha Psi Omega National Theater Honor Society is all about. The Alpha new cast of Alpha Psi Omega was initiated in 1967. Members are actively engaged in the production of the Department of Theater, Communication, and Media Arts, the Sumter Players, and the Rylander Theater. Yeah, you can sit down. Membership is earned through significant contributions to the art of theater in the members' respective community, while maintaining good progress toward the degree. Congratulations. Do we have members of Beta Gamma Sigma here? Let's recognize these folks. And you can, oh, I guess you're sitting down, okay. Beta Gamma Sigma International Honor Society recognizes the scholastic achievements of business students enrolled in institutions accredited by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business, AACSB, of which we are one. Membership requires junior or senior status and a ranking in the top 10% of one's class. Congratulations. Graduate student membership, well, that doesn't apply here at this point, but in any case, congratulations. The Mu Pi chapter of Sigma Theta Tau International. Would you, members of that organization, please rise? No one's here from that group, eh? I don't know, should I read out what they do? Yeah, I think I will. Members of the Mu Pi chapter of Sigma Theta Tau must demonstrate superior scholastic achievement, academic integrity, professional leadership potential, and/or marked achievement in the field of nursing. Graduates wear purple and white braided cords with purple tassels, so look for those colors next Saturday. Members of Phi Alpha Theta, are you here this evening? No. Well, in any case, Alpha Phi Chi is the GSW chapter of Phi Alpha Theta. Membership is limited to students with a minimum 3.1 grade point average. Graduates wear red and blue cords with multicolored tassels. And do we have our member of Pi Sigma Alpha here? Ah, okay, well, that was, I shall still let you know what Pi Sigma Alpha National Political Science Honor Society is all about. Undergraduate membership requires a minimum of 60 hours with at least 10 semester hours in political science and a minimum grade point average of 3.0. So again, congratulations all members of these honor societies. You have, being a member of an honor society is something that most students don't necessarily appreciate when they are first invited to join. It only becomes significant later in life. So if in the future you get invited to another honor society, please avail yourselves of it, because down the road it really does make a difference. The other group that I want to recognize tonight is the President's List grouping, and it's on the back page of your program. So this is the Fall 2014 President's List, and students are recognized on the President's List who have a perfect 4.00 GPA and have taken at least 12 semester hours in that semester. So if your name is on this list, would you please rise so we can recognize you? That is tremendous, tremendous.
I may be the interim president, but I want to be David Hunter when I grow up. The Outstanding Scholar Award is given to a student who displays a passion to learn and who exemplifies a scholarly attitude in their diligence and their performance. Each institution in the university system of Georgia, which are now 30, is allowed to nominate annually a single scholar worthy of recognition, meaning only approximately 30 out of 300,000 students receive this award. We have a number of smart math majors in the room, but that is about 0.01% of all currently enrolled students in universities in the state of Georgia. This year, the Outstanding Scholar Award, which is included as a resolution from both the Georgia Senate and the House of Representatives, is presented to Ms. Kelly Deeple. I would like to thank all of our faculty and staff that helped coordinate tonight's event. You've made this occasion very special, not just to me, but all of our awardees and our friends and families in attendance today. I would also like to thank Alwyn Young for her musical contributions this evening. This concludes our awards ceremony. We will now follow the recessional to the reception to be hosted in the faculty dining room of the Marshall Student Center. And for our guests that may be unfamiliar with campus, simply follow the recessional. Thank you and good evening.